Guess who? Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. I wanted to do a little ramble because I don't leave yet. I was going to do cards too. I just was going to add a little ramble while I was doing the cards about the twin flame journey, specifically about, divine masculine, divine feminine, karmic. I'll shuffle. So I know that the twin flame journey is, something that a lot of people are just getting onto now, and then there are people that, have been following this for 20 plus years and whatnot. And I have a different opinion on it, and it's just an opinion, just a thought. I feel that even just the terms divine male, divine female, karmic, I feel that that's the exact same thing as, hero, victim, villain. And everybody is one of those things in somebody's story. I personally feel that the twin flame journey is about your twin flame and finding your divine masculine and your divine feminine. And I think that when you tell somebody that the person that they're dealing with is this or isn't this, I've watched videos. I've watched, videos. Why did I laugh and say, wow. I've watched videos where I was like, which one, what am I? I've been the divine masculine in videos, I've been the karmic in videos, and I've been the divine feminine in videos. I know what I am, so I don't need a label to tell me. And that's, first of all, that's where, a lot of people get lost in tarot, because energies can flip, and I might be saying, your partner did this, and you're screaming at the screen, it was, and it's like, okay, I understand, but you don't. So I say that to say, if I could give a word of advice, I would say the twin flame journey really is about finding your own power. You can look at that as finding your whole, and I believe that that's the case. You can't walk through life and always be, in that feminine energy of, oh, that doesn't always work. And some people never get, they never get that moment where they can stick up for themselves, or they can say what they want to say, or basically just be who you are. And I think that this whole thing is wrapping people into, it's grabbing people and bringing them on board, and then calling them pieces of shit if they fall into a certain category, or, worshiping the piece of shit if it falls into another category. It's so almost kind of degrading, because we all are going through, our own journeys. We are all here for our own purpose. And it's the same thing as, you and your buddy sitting there talking about, who hurt the most. You and your mom friend talking about which birth, which birth actually hurt the most. You can't tell somebody else that they're in love, for example. And if you told somebody that or if somehow somebody got it in their head that somebody was a twin flame to them, it's a seed that's planted. And so we always, in hindsight, everything's 50-50. And so, of course, we're thinking, we're in such vulnerable states too, right? I know I'm rushing, I'm like cutting conversations off, but I'm trying to get to the point without spending 40 minutes doing it. With that being said, here, let me pause here. I'm going to do, I just want to see, what is the masculine energy and feminine energy? Because honestly, that's really the only two energies that there are. Karmic isn't defined as she's still a female or a male, and so, it would be so awesome if everybody could walk through life and be who they are, and we've come a long way in just accepting people. And yet even in that, and I don't mean, you know, to offend anybody, but even in the way that that's gone about, in my opinion, it doesn't have to be that. Let me say it the correct way. Sorry. You shouldn't have to fight to be who you are. You shouldn't have to put yourself out there, your private anything. I didn't mean privates. This is like diving really quickly. Abort. Is that the... No, I'm just kidding. The cards that we got for the divine male, I wouldn't call the divine a male. I wouldn't call the male a divine... Did you just see that? I am low-key thinking I'm 5 minutes. Should I just re-record? Fine. I think to be divine is a state of enlightenment that would be somewhat saint-like almost. And I say that to say I don't think that it's fair to call somebody that is consciously cheating and hurting people and, you know, doing these things. I don't think that that's fair to put in anybody's head that that is what a divine being would be like, first of all. And second of all, I really don't like the fact that we're chasing after people that are chasing after other people that are chasing after... It doesn't make sense to me that we're all okay with calling her a slut while he's this and she's that. And I just really feel if we all could just get together and I mean, if we did all just get together and like sit and do tarot or something. So for the male's energy in this, it's the Prince of Spring, which is, of course, charming, self-confident, passionate, restless. Immediate action, a challenge you can successfully manage. A passionate relationship, so this is sexy. I'm like, remember me? And then we have the King of Autumn, compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and gifted. Be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything going your way. A good person or company to work for. Well, look, he's got his loyal little doggy on the side. And see right there, right away it goes, oh, that must be those are negative thoughts and you can't think like that. And then I don't care what you say. I don't care what you've been through. You cannot put people down and hurt them and put that out there and then call yourself a divine being. I mean, just don't put the divine then. I don't call yourself the goddess or something. I don't know. It just seems so, this journey that we're supposed to be on, we're putting people down and then we're doing it in group settings, which is so bullyish to me. It just doesn't make sense. And then he's got the Sun, plans that work out perfectly, amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations, gratitude for the blessings in life. So the male in this situation is literally on top or will be on top very, very soon. Now, in my situation, I'm going to say he's probably celebrating at this point. And I'm just, actually, I'm not kidding. He is probably celebrating at this point. So, yeah, I mean, all the messages, I mean, he's obviously sitting on his throne, right? He's got his loyal dog on his side. So I guess it depends in this situation who, well, first of all, it looks like he's, okay, well, he's definitely going somewhere. So he's going to maybe, it looks like he's going to get his prize. Dun, 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 dun. And, you know, once he's gonna go in there and I'm here, baby. Everything's gonna be okay. Really? That's the reaction that he's expecting. Let's check in with our female. And that's female energy. Let's not do that. We have the Moon. powerful intuitive epiphanies. Woo! Letting go of worry and fear and understanding the truth of a situation. Yeah, but look how long her hair, how long did she have to sit there before she got that epiphany? Four of Autumn, manage your resources wisely, achieve a balance in how you spend and save. Help out those that are less fortunate. And watch out for people trying to tuck your money under the rug. And then you have the Ace of Summer. That's nice. Open your heart to love. The beginning of a new intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one. The awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. That's awesome. So if you are a female energy, then you are also going through a little bit of a change. I feel like you are still you're still sitting in kind of a secretive kind of energy. But if you look at the moon, it's only a tiny little sliver. So maybe you've just got that last little bit to go, and then, you can, so apply that to your situation. So for my situation, I would say that I am definitely, I guess, on the beginning of at least a new path. There's no, love in it. Just kidding. I'm like a normal no, I'm not a normal person. I like take time and try and heal, Oh, heal. Okay, sorry. I forgot it was 2019. Healing is when you don't go out and date anybody or sleep with anybody until you feel like you're emotionally and, mentally kind of able to. It's like getting over somebody, but not in the physical sense. I'm still in that phase. But it's definitely the air is definitely changing. Like the last week has been like, woo! It's like insane. But a lot of things have gone on too, and I think that we knew that it was going to be one of those years that was just going to be a big changer, and this happened a few years ago, and I think a lot of changes happened obviously the world's always constantly changing, but I think there are waves of just, marriages breaking up, and then I don't know what's going on with this energy going back to the reading. Whoopsie. So, for the male and female, and yes, I understand that if this is supposed to have, but a relationship, in my opinion, is supposed to have two people. So you decide which one you are, and if the person that you're going after is not interested in you or going after someone else, then you're going to come back to my channel and we're going to watch a video that I'm going to make, and we're going to learn how to get over that in a healthy way and to define yourself in a way that you deem, not in a way that anyone else deems. And that's why whatever energy you are, you're you. And so what I mean to say is you don't have to be called a certain group for me to tell you that you are, you've been having powerful epiphanies. Have you been looking back on things? Maybe you're kind of regretful of some of the choices that you've made. It doesn't matter what your label is, because all of us, if you're not having those moments in life, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're a potato. Does the world need more potatoes? It's a powerful thing to be able to, to put it frankly, not give a fuck what anyone else thinks. It's such a draining, life is already draining, just trying to find your purpose and, kind of fight to be yourself, and you kind of have to fight to be yourself sometimes, which is why it's something that I think we should be teaching everybody really young. If we knew then what we know now. How many times have you heard that phrase? I mean, not literally, because I know it's like an old phrase, but you know what I mean? Why aren't we teaching, why aren't these things more, why are we still putting each other down? Why am I not finishing a sentence? You know, I just feel like, first of all, if you're in a relationship, and I've been on both sides of this, if you are in a relationship with someone else and it is a commitment, whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, the commitment is between you and your husband. Just like owning a house. My neighbor's not going to come over when I'm getting robbed because they have no stake in the game. It's not their house. It's you own that relationship, the two of you. And so anybody can come along and try to break into the house, but we need to secure it. If you are allowing people into your relationship, you did that. And it doesn't matter who the other person was. You opened the door, cracked the window, snuck them in, whatever the case may be. And again, I say that having been on both sides of the spectrum. Horrible on both sides. Not something that you ever plan for or think you're going to be, but I am who I am now because of everything that I've been through. And if I am not able to own what I've been through, then how can I own who I am? And how dare you make me feel bad for something that you have no idea? Every story has three sides of it, right? Yours, mine, and the truth. And the truth is always somewhere in the middle. And everybody's going to feel a different way depending on the role they played in it. You know, I can show all the remorse in the world, but I promise you, the other person, the other female involved gives zero fucks. I got that from a tarot channel. Oh, what is it? Oh, Cockfrost Ghetto Nun. Zero. I give zero fucks about it. That was probably the worst. But do you know what I mean? It's so unfair to blame everybody else. It's very hard to hear, but everything that's happening in your life right now, every single thing is because of a choice you made. Every single thing. And that's shitty to hear, and it's even shittier to absorb. And sometimes we're not ready to, I feel like my eyes are like kind of like, sometimes we're not ready to hear things. Somebody can say something to us 1,000,000 times and it rolls off. I remember going through things and literally in the middle of just like this horrible moment of like, of whatever, thinking, oh my God, this is exactly what I did. Oh my God. And that epiphany. And so in those moments, I was just blown away that I couldn't believe that. And I didn't see it. Like at the time, I was like, what are you talking about? And then when it happened to me, holy. And so everything that started happening after that, which is a whole different story, I felt like I deserved. So I just kept taking it because I felt like, you know, I did something wrong. So why did I deserve to be happy and, you know, walk around like, you know, I won or something. You have it, lovey. You do. Sorry, guys, one sec. Sorry about that. So I don't know what part of my rant I was at. These things just kind of fly out of my mouth, but don't. Anyways, I think that if we are inclined enough to, the divine masculine, by the way, he's definitely opening up to his spirituality. He is watching tarot cards. He might even be doing tarot cards. He is definitely gathering sort of like secret knowledge. I don't think anyone knows what he's doing. And I mean, that's very typical for the divine masculine sometimes. And I think that he's really having breakthroughs. And that is something that needs to be really, like, I was going to say praised, and I don't mean to be so over dramatic, but the thing is that it's really, really hard to do. And if you are of the female energy or male energy and you've already kind of walked through those doors, then as much as it hurts to have to go through that experience, the more that you can move in love and compassion. And yes, I know that sounds insane, especially if you're sitting there, you know, having just been cheated on, and especially if they chose the other person, that's really hard. And especially if it's, you know, this back and forth energy, and it gets so messy. And at some point, or at what point does sex become more important than the kids and the, you know, the the entanglement of everything sort of fear-based that you bring into it is just like literally shit on the floor. So how much shit are you going to tread in here before you can like stand the fuck up and get out and clean this shit up? I know that it's different for everybody. Everybody feels things differently. Everybody goes through, experiences things differently. And I know that it can seem like the scariest thing in the world, that if you said one thing or did one thing, or if someone knew what you thought then, or it, you know, for anything like that, I know that it can be terrifying to picture saying, doing, being that person, and how everyone would, you know, look at you, or how they would gossip about you, and, you know, how you'd have to sit by yourself, or you would if that's the worst thing that's going to happen, and you get to be who you are, if you are brave enough to go through that awful, because it is awful. Nobody likes to be gossiped about. Nobody likes to be hated. Nobody wants to, you know, most people don't want to be the bad guy. And if you're a person that's walking around being the bad guy, I was going to say fuck you, but I feel like that's maybe a little bit, but no, fuck you. And that's what I mean. Once we take our power back, you don't need to be labeled something to be a powerful woman or a powerful man. You don't have to be aggressive to speak your mind. You don't have to be of any, you know, certain, what is it called? I was going to say station. Like, why am I talking so, maybe I'm like, yeah, maybe you guys are like giving me old language. You see, that's my vocabulary, so that just proves my point. I don't know. I lost that train of thought. Choo-choo! He left the station. Yeah, so I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the divine masculine right now is literally just out there, like, I think he's living it up. You know, he's out there on the rabbit. Actually, right as soon as I said that, he actually might be rushing in for his, I guess for lack of a better term, we'll say that the male, the divine male, is rushing in for the divine female. And so I think because he's really nervous and he's not quite sure how it's going to turn out, he's going to be kind of cocky about it, and, you know, basically expect to, you know, kind of like look at you and look at me, and you go, okay, oh my God. So it might be a little bit, you know, devastating when he realizes that, you know, you're not just going to accept. And I don't care if you are the female energy in this is how you need to be. And I say that being the person that has been cheated on and lied to, and the craziest things have happened, and I, at least in my mind, because I still haven't gotten any, you know, that's a whole other story, but There's secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone. Yeah, so if you're the female in this scenario, I think that, okay, so there's two very different things. So if you are a female in the scenario and you are sort of the cash cow of this whole thing, and I didn't mean that offensively, if you are the money bank, if you're the one handing out the dough and you're rethinking your actions or your, yeah, she can't even speak. She's really contemplating what she's doing, why she's doing it. And if you're the other female energy that is more backing away slowly from the situation, then I think you're also examining everything. If she's covering her heart, and so she's got the money. So one energy is all about the money, and she might be hiding that, just like she's hiding the money under her feet there. This one here is like, I don't give a fuck about your money. Don't touch my heart. I'm leaving. And she's like slowly backing out. So whichever one of those energies that you're vibing with, if you are money bags, you have secrets. And they are definitely very close to being revealed. And that's why the moon is so little. Her hair's about to dip into the pool. Let me see if I get anything else. I mean, you need to make like a tree and leave. That's good, right? No, you are letting go of worry and fear, and you are going to move forward. And I think that you already know the way that you're going. And I think it is kind of scary sometimes. I think this actually applies to both of the female energies, just in a different way. I think that, I mean, if you came here and you want to hear exactly how you can fix your situation in life, then you've got your big girl panties on. And in that case, I'll say, if you're being shady and you're doing things connivingly and you're trying to sort of pay people to, you know, and that happens consciously and subconsciously. I found myself, you know, I just wanted to fix things. I thought if I said the right thing, so I would talk for, you know, blah, 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 blah. I tried to like take us places or like, you know, set things up nice. I tried to like, you know, I just couldn't figure out what I had to do to sort of fix the relationship. And so if you've gotten to the sort of epiphany of your own self-growth and you are realizing that, you know, maybe you're not really into this relationship as much as you're into the money that maybe, I don't know, is accumulated from, I don't know, to me, and maybe I'm applying, my own situation did come into my head, but I feel like that was because I should use the example, which is, it looks like she is actually taking her money. And I've been on some comments and I've seen some really fucked up stories, and I will definitely one day go down mine, but this is definitely the era that I'm working with. And I definitely have my hands over my heart, and I don't give a fuck about the money, and I am boo-boo. And you see how she's just like, who the fuck are you? Like, ain't nobody want your money, bitch. It's all you now. Sorry, that's, you know, and I guess I just preached about that at the beginning. This is why I made this channel. I feel like I have been on both sides of so many situations that I know what it feels like. I did this to someone, and I was this to someone. So when I say anything that comes out of my mouth, it's from my own personal experience I went through by myself. I have been alone my entire life. It's just, and I was the sobbing, why come back? Like, the calling 52 times. 52 is probably the least amount. Like, I was the, yeah, like, yeah, come back in. Like, you left at 2 in the morning because you were mad. Yeah, come back in. Like, and if you said I was going to be like that at the beginning of the relationship, believe me, I would have literally punched you in the face and been like, yeah, okay then, buddy. Again, I definitely want to talk about that on a different video, but I think everybody on the female side now is ready to open their hearts to love, and it might not be love in the sense of like, not everybody is ready to go out dating. I mean, one of the female energies could possibly be, getting swept off their feet by the masculine energy, and if that's the case, that's amazing. We want twin unions to come in regardless of who holds that title. It's the couple that holds the power, if that makes sense. And if you are trying to be on a sort of spiritual or divine journey, then those are the moments you've got to suck it up, buttercup, and you've got to go through what you have to go through. So it's okay to be a pile of crying mess. It's okay to want to scream and, yell, and it's even okay to send a fuck you or two to your masculine. Don't do it to everyone. Trust me. They don't abort. It's okay. And if people call you crazy, but they already did that. So did it affect you in any way other than you allowing yourself to get irritated right now? It's like, trust me, my emotions like ran me. I mean, obsessively ran me. And it was gradually, slowly. So I'm not saying that anybody here is on that kind of a path, but I'm saying if somebody could be so bad as to be on that kind of path and still make it out of there, somehow knowing that I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, if I went outside, people might like me. So I think that it's awesome that both of the energies, we should want everybody to be happy. We should want the masculine to grow into the man that he's claiming to be, this loyal father figure. And if you're a male energy and you don't wish to be a father and a one woman man, that's okay too. We live in the world with enough people where you can go and grab your tribe, and trust me, you will have no problem doing it. But it's not okay for you to wear that mask and just kind of steal the time from somebody when you have zero intentions. And when you're doing vindictive anything on top of that, stealing, lying consciously, and you're bringing people into this, or that's something where it almost becomes so big. Like, for example, I read an article that said that some karma is so bad in this lifetime, that's what becomes generational karma and becomes then your children's karma. And then I watched a tarot video. Blue Phoenix AJ? King? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's it. They're so good. So good. And I did the kids. I was like, lost my train of thought. I did the kids. I picked a card for the kids, and they were so eerily spot on, and so eerily, stuff that the kids had stuff that would be generational karma for sure. Weights on their shoulder that I'm sure we, at least at this point, the energies at this current point, because we still have lives to live and we can still clear some karma. We can still clear karma, guys. Don't tell the kids. I mean, that's the last thing that we, so, and that's another thing too. If, whether you believe in heaven or karma or, reincarnation or fuck, whatever you believe in, mermaids, if you want that goal, you have to work for it. And your body and, your friends and your mom and your family and literally none of them have anything to do with that decision. So you should be working on your soul. You should be working on, the part that's actually going to go wherever you believe you're going to go when you leave here. But we're here for a reason. And if you're not at least collecting your coins, what the fuck are you here for? What was it all for? So I don't know. Stay in this energy because, whether you're free at last, or hey, baby. Either way, I feel like people are definitely becoming a little more authentic. And if you haven't quite got there yet, don't beat yourself up. It's very, very hard. Most people don't go and admit things to, to their family or significant others, or they wait until they get caught, and then sometimes not even then do they say anything. So no matter what you've done, if you've gotten to a point where you're feeling remorse and you know that, you need to mend some broken steps. If that's how you're feeling, then you've already grown, and the courage that you are growing, fuck what anyone else says. If you're willing to put yourself out there, then you have to own that. And if you're willing to give most people have to accept apologies they never get. So if you're going to grow a pair, whether you're a male or female, and give somebody the gift that most people don't get, then you should walk out of there with your chest puffed, regardless of whether you're a male or female. Because it's so easy to lie, It's so easy. And everybody does it. Everybody, for stupid things too. Oh, okay. It's and then that makes us cynical. I go so overboard sometimes. I then get so insecure that I'm what is that? And then it's like we're in some kind of weird jail that we like created for ourselves, but no one's actually getting what they want out of it, but essentially everybody is being controlled. It's a breakup is what that is. I mean, you either work on something or you lose it, right? And you can't keep shitting on things and expecting them to shine, right? At some point, that thing has to go out, So, your advice and closing is tranquility. Make time to relax. Be still and enjoy your solitude. Indulge in much needed self-care. Girl, put your record on. Do that. Healing heart. You're a powerful healer. Keep up the great work. And this is what I mean. I believe it's happening on both sides, but I feel like the male energy is actually, I think that he's low-key been actually doing some things that nobody else knows about. And if you are under the impression that your divine masculine is in any way, now I'm not saying every single one because everybody's different, but don't underestimate anybody. I am telling you from the bottom of my heart, human beings are very fragile things, and you really don't know what somebody's capable of doing. And that sounds horrible, and I'm sure there's somebody that you're like, oh, I know, and that could be possibly true, but it could possibly not be true. So we both will. And then you have self-employment. You're a born entrepreneur, and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. Pour that shit. More magic. That's awesome. Yeah, you're swimming in a sea of, and this is what I mean. When you're healing and you're getting out there and you are sort of clearing up your own karma and you're, making amends, but you have to do it from your heart. If you're not doing it from your heart, like, the universe isn't stupid, they're not like, where did he go? I don't see him, Yeah, so I think that, let me see here, she's lying. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. I think that if you are showing, it's kind of like getting in trouble by your parents, and then you kind of got to prove your worth. You don't ever have to prove your worth to anybody, but that's going to be on a different video. I really am so trying to stick to just the twin flame, divine journey, so you have, again, healing heart, tranquility, and self-employment. I'm sending you courage, love, and light. And if you have the courage to go through this, if you've had some shitty things happen lately, like, these are just direct outcomes, whether we like to think of it like that or not. And sometimes karma doesn't happen for a really long time. And even worse than that, it can happen to our kids. So, no matter how dark you should have gone, no matter how dark you got or how bad you feel, as soon as you decide to heal, you're good as gold. So with the healing heart, it says, you're a powerful healer. Keep up the great work. Deep within your heart, you're aware of your healing abilities. Perhaps you've received feedback from others about the way that your words or touch have helped them heal. By drawing this card, you're urged to, it's tiny writing. It looks big there because but it's when you're, anyways. You're also asked to purify your diet and thoughts so that higher frequencies of healing energy can flow through you. By opening to the next level, you'll notice a shift in the people or situations that come to you for help. You may find the number of healing opportunities increasing, or your clients may disappear. Display. Oh God. May your clients appear like ×3. Your clients may display a greater understanding of spirituality. Heaven wishes to support your healing work completely. If you'd like to further your education, work in a healing center, or increase your income, just ask, and then be open to receiving. I would let's ask together. Universe, we would love to be open to work in a healing center or increase our income or, show us the way. I think that, staying in a higher, I don't know why I'm showing you. See, I think that staying in a higher frequency can be difficult sometimes. And I do think that deep down inside, once you kind of pass a certain point, like, you wonder, at least. I know that I've never walked around like, oh, I can do this, but like, maybe now, but then this is it. We should not be ashamed or scared or fearful of saying that we can do this or we feel like this. I've absolutely always wondered if my hands did something, because it always seemed like all I had to do was like touch the kids, and I've never had to take anybody to the hospital that was in my care. I never had, like, there were just so many moments when it was just like and I just thought, I assumed you're their mom, so it's more like you're done, oh, you're so awesome. But I would be lying if I said I didn't low-key kind of think that at least once or twice. So let's do this. That's what the world needs more of right now. You know what really grinds my gears? We don't need more factories and buying shit from China. We need farmers here and places that we can go and teaching our kids that integrity matters more than... God, I wish I was quick-witted enough to come up with something that would have sounded awesome. Anywho, continue on the healing path that you're on, whatever part of the journey that you are. Whatever name you've given yourself on the journey, like, take it away. If you thought that you were a karmic and you didn't deserve a divine masculine, then today I'm promoting you to divine female. In fact, I want every female to feel like a divine female and maybe start treating others. And again, I've been the person that hurt another woman, and I've been hurt. I speak from from the bottom of my heart. I genuinely wish that we could see outside of ourselves. Just because I felt bad didn't mean that I did anything to not hurt her. Feeling bad about it, it's not that still going to hell in a handbag. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't help to have the integrity, not for anybody else, but just in yourself, to hold back or to to have that much love and integrity, I guess, for the marriage itself, right? We all have choices, and once we start taking those, little bits of power back, we'll feel like we can walk around with our, chest puffed out a little bit. And I think everybody deserves to feel like they aren't sucking in their stomach and, walking around all day trying to be something that they're not. I mean, I'm not saying like whip out your closet or your bedside drawer. I'm saying, be authentically you. Don't fake shit. Don't hurt people on purpose. If you have something to say it, and try and say it in a way that's not going to hurt somebody. But if you're going to hurt somebody, then say it as kindly as you can. You can't walk through life not wanting to speak something because of the way it was going to affect somebody else, because you don't get to decide how somebody else handles something. It's such a selfish thing to take that from somebody and then to also use it to shield yourself, because you're just scared to say what you need to say because of how it's going to affect you. So don't be grabbing people and using them as shields. You become 10 times sexier as a person. You become 1,000 times more brilliant as a human being. And as a soul, you become more full and closer to, why do my eye, did you see that? I went back and it was like, did anybody see I never walked my things back, but it literally looked like somebody like took over my eyeballs there. And maybe we just all witnessed channeling firsthand, because I'm telling you, half the vocabulary that comes out of my mouth sometimes, I'm like, okay, sure, that's exactly what I meant. And I'll give you the definition as soon as I find it. So anyways, I hope that, I hope that you know what a brave person you are, no matter what little tiny step you've taken today, even if it's just to think that you're going to do better tomorrow. Stop thinking poorly. What you think is what you become. So, namaste, guys. I hope you have a great day.